Welcome in, everybody. It is time for another episode of Argo Sports Insider as we shine the light on all things UWF Athletics. It's always a good week to be in Argo, and no exception this week for our fall sports. UWF Volleyball picked up 2 more wins last week. They beat Alabama Huntsville and Montevallo, both of those on the home court in the field house. Kudos to the massive crowd that turned out for the Friday night match against UAH. More than 1,000 fans were in attendance and took part in the now annual Silent Set Night. The team is 14-4 on the season at this point with an 8-0 mark in the GSC, and they are ranked 15th in the latest coaches poll. Libero Meg Brackett is the Gulf South Conference Defensive Player of the Week for the 2nd week in a row, and the team hits the road this week with matches at Shorter on Friday and at Lee on Saturday. Women's soccer went unbeaten last week with a pair of road wins. The Argos picked up a 2-0 victory at Montevallo on Friday, then scored the only goal in a victory over Auburn Montgomery on Sunday. UWF is now 9-1-1 on the season with a 6-1 mark in conference play. We are ranked 22nd in the latest coaches poll. This is the 6th straight week the Argos have been in that top 25. The team has 2 home matches scheduled for this week against Christian Brothers on Friday and Union on Sunday, but there is a venue change for those matches. They will take place at Shoreline Park over in Gulf Breeze. The UWF men took a win and a tie from 2 games last week. The Argos beat Montevallo 1-0, then drew with Auburn Montgomery in a scoreless game. UWF is now 5-1-3 on the season, 2-1-3 in the GSC. They will also host Christian Brothers and Union this weekend over in Gulf Breeze.
Christian Brothers and Union are both extremely well organized. We've watched film on them. They're well coached, they're well organized, and they have each have a game plan. Christian Brothers presses very well. They put a lot of pressure on you defensively, and they are very good at getting balls into good attacking areas and competing. And it's always tough when you're playing against a team like that. Unions, from what I've seen, are a good team. They've got some players that can create in the final third, and you know, it's going to be a big challenge for us for sure.
Both men's and women's cross country ran well at the UAH Chargers Invitational up in Huntsville, Alabama. The women placed 18th overall in a field of 41 teams. Chloe Rook posted the top time for the team with her 3rd straight sub-20-minute 5K result. Zach Fenton paced the men with the 3rd fastest 8K time in program history. The men finished 15th overall. Both teams will run next at the Gulf South Conference Championships October 21st. That event will be held on the same course in Huntsville. The UWF diving team put together a strong start to their season at the Moss Farms Invite up in Georgia. 5 Argo divers finished their first day with NCAA qualifying scores, and they captured the team honors in both the 1 and 3 meter competitions. The team travels to Tallahassee on Friday, October 20th to compete in a dual meet there. Women's golf teed it up at the Leanne Noble Memorial this week in Georgia. Aaliyah Skotka and Holland Davidson were the top individuals for the Argos. The team finished 13th overall. They will play next at the Converse Fall Invite at the end of October. UWF football moves to 5-1 on the season and 3-0 in conference play with a 42-3 homecoming win over Shorter. Linebacker Ralph Ortiz is your GSC Freshman of the Week for the 3rd straight week. The Argos are on the road this week, traveling to Livingston, Alabama on Saturday to take on the West Alabama Tigers. And men's golf will be back in action next week on Monday and Tuesday at the Hurricane Invitational in Albany, Georgia. That's a look at all that we've got going on with UWF Athletics for this week. Don't forget to check GoArgos.com for rosters, schedules, and all the latest news. Download the Argo Armada app on your phone or tablet and follow all of our teams and programs across social media. We'll see you next week, and as always, go Argos!